Welcome back. We are doing a full recap of March and April reads because I have had a very busy April and didn't get to finish filming, editing, or posting my March reads. So now that it's May, you get both, March and April, all wrapped into one. So let's get into it. Also, I'm looking at this whole area. I need to change this couch cover out. It's looking real drab and real fucking sad in here. So next time we're together, that's gonna be changed because this is gloomy as hell. Okay, let's get into it.
Yeah. That's nice.
What up? It's me again. Yes, I'm on the floor. Again. I also don't have any of my lighting or anything set up, but as a promise, I wanted to get this video out for you guys, and now that I'm combining my March and April reads in one video, it's gonna be a bit of a long one, but I wanted to get it all out before I do a recap on our travel and all of the other fun stuff. So, oh my goodness, welcome back. Don't worry, I got my coffee, and I don't have my winter cup with my snowflakes anymore. Yes, I'm sitting on the floor. I don't know, it just felt comfy down here. But I got a new cup. I can't tell, it's just not mixing well, I think. Don't love that. But I got my cutie little spring cup. Why is it? There we go. I'm also trying the new, it's not a new setting, I've just not used it, so it's new to me. The cinematic setting on my phone. Okay, kind of love it. We're gonna see how it goes. I'm sure the volume and the sound will be the same. Obviously my sound isn't the best because I've just been using my phone. It's fine, we're taking it for what it is. We have a lot to discuss. I feel like it's been so long. But this is gonna be my book vlog. Everything that I read in March, which was actually crazy, as well as my birthday book haul because I asked for so many books for my birthday and I actually got so many. I also went shopping for myself and treated myself and got myself some books because why the fuck not? Yes, we'll start with reviews and all of the books that I read in March, which was 10 books I read, and then I had one audiobook, and I got my Kindle. After all of the fucking things that happened, finally got it. It's working great. And I will be making these backgrounds as well as these charms. I have an Etsy store. It's not technically open yet. It's not technically open yet, but I do have a few that I've made so that way I can put them on my store. So that will be open soon and I will let you guys know. And I'm super excited because honestly, it's so fun and I miss crafting and doing something that is just like, I don't want to say childish, but like extremely enjoyable for me since I haven't had anything, like I have been like lacking on my creative side, like my drawings, my paintings, and like things like that. So getting back into these, I feel like is going to help me get into that little creative mindset. Eventually I will be doing like a dual sell, so you can get the back a blind. You tell me like your theme, whether you're dark romance or romance girly, or like you like cowboys or spice, or you like fantasy or paranormal, all the things, and then I will just create one based off that aesthetic or color, and then you can get either just the charm or you can get the background and the charm, and that's kind of like, I don't know, it makes me happy and I'm very excited to start. I also have like a few customers already, so it makes me happy that it's like already like, I don't know, it's like 2 customers, but I'm still like excited about it. But anyway, got my Kindle. Speaking of, these are also on Kindle Unlimited, but I bought these so long ago when Target had like a deal. It was like a 2-for-1. So I bought them forever ago, but they're also on Kindle Unlimited. So I did read them on my Kindle instead of like the actual book because I didn't want to buy a book on my Kindle. I wanted to just use the 3 months free that I have. So I got books that I knew that I wanted to read without adding more to my TBR because yikes, that shit is so full. Also, I did get the color version of the Kindle because I love highlighting and I like seeing color, and also I really want to read some anime like comics and stuff like that, so I feel like the color will be literally perfect. Like, I think it's gonna be so great. Anyway, where was I? Kindle book recap, 10 books or 11, I don't remember what I said. And then we're gonna do a book haul. Now, this lighting is pretty solid because the sun's looking really good, but I don't have my watch on. But I do need to go start stream, so I'm gonna go stream and then I will come back to this and you guys and recording all of the fun things. Okay, I'm back. Also, let's take a look at this lighting because I need to start filming in the morning now. That lighting this morning, even though it was kind of blinding me, was so much better. It's just so like dark in here now. Okay, no, we were supposed to talk about books. I did, of course, get my drink. Yes, for the record, I did clean out the cup. Cleaned it out from the coffee that I had before when I first started filming. I went to stream, obviously drank my said coffee, and now I'm back. And of course I have my sweet little Poppy in here, which is obviously not sponsored, but I just love that shit. What we covered already, not much. Not much. The fact that I got my Kindle and I will be making Kindle charms and like straps and inserts. That's what we covered. And now, I thought my nail broke. And now we're gonna cover all the books that I read, plus my audiobook, and then my little birthday book haul. Also, I got this for my birthday from myself. Ha ha ha. Violet's Apothecary. It's got oranges on it. It says Toxic Temptations Await. Best Guy at War College. Like, I thought it was so cute. I also got it in this like purpley color. One, because I fucking love that color. Love it. And two, because I thought like, it's not a violet color, but like it's purple, so it's similar. So I went with it. Ooh, I am a little oily. Anyway, smooth out those wrinkles. Anyway, let's talk about probably my least favorite book first, which very unfortunately, because apparently, okay. Anyway, my least favorite book out of this freaking, the ones that I read last month, which I thought that I was gonna love, and I saw so many good fucking things about this book and about this series, Daughter of No Worlds. Now, I started this one in the beginning of, I think, March, set it down, didn't finish it until, wait, no, that was March. So I think I honestly started this book in February, didn't finish it until March because it just like did not hold my attention. I did not love it. Wait a minute. I'm on the third book now. Maybe I read this one in February. Hold on. Wrong book. Second book of the series. Maybe I didn't read this one last month. There's no way. There's literally no way. Maybe I finished it at the beginning of March. I don't know. Regardless, I finished this one as well last month, so this one might have been 2 months ago. I really wanted to like the series and I didn't. And I think that sucks because like I think the magic and the magic system was so interesting and Tisana is like fucking awesome and she's a badass, but for whatever reason I couldn't get into it. And maybe it's just because it's more of like a high fantasy, I guess, but it just like wasn't doing it for me. Maybe I was just in a mood for something else, but genuinely this series might get like a 3 if the last book, which I started what feels like an eternity ago and I'm still not finished with it. Like it's been at a quarter of the way and I think I've read like 5 other books since. Say that. There are so many people that said if you love Throne of Glass, that you'll love these. I did not. And I'm very sad about it because I see such good things about it and like good reviews. It just, wasn't for me. I will say I did love that the female main character was so different. I mean, kind of not really. She is like a frail little blonde, but like, I don't know. It just seemed different. Like, it didn't feel like the same fantasy fucking character that we got. I don't know. I would say that they're like worth the read for something different, but you have to really, really be in the mood to bite down and like actually focus when reading these books. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just, it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. So honestly, I don't know. I think I read the second one last month, or maybe I finished it this month. I don't fucking know. But I'm over it. I'm not about it. I couldn't remember which ones I read in what month, but I know that I read the trilogy in the last 3 months or whatever it was. So the third book really picked up the entire story for me. Honestly, out of the trilogy, this is probably my favorite one. Obviously, you need to read books 1 and 2 to get here, because otherwise you won't know what the hell's happening. This book made me rethink my feelings on the whole series, because once it got here and all of the characters were like in the midst of all of their fucking shenanigans, I felt for them. I started to really enjoy the characters. I just don't think that I gave enough like attention and love into books 1 and 2. I didn't give it enough focus, I feel. Whereas this one I read on vacation on the plane, and I could fully like immerse myself basically into the story. So I feel like giving it like a 2-star isn't okay, like isn't fair. But I would give the whole series itself, I would give probably a 3.5 to 4 stars, because it is a great series. Let me like try and focus it. There it goes. It is a great series, and I love that it was a trilogy, so the commitment isn't that bad. Okay, it's pretty big. That's what she said. Anyway, it was a good book. It was a good series. I don't think I would recommend it a ton, but I would recommend it to anyone who absolutely loves an interesting magic system and high fantasy. If you don't love high fantasy, you will not like this. You will not enjoy how much building there is of like character and character like development and such, and like the worlds in here. I don't think you would enjoy it if you don't enjoy fantasy, or if you don't really have the focus, because I didn't in books 1 and 2. So take that with a grain of salt. I still would recommend it, just very lightly to people. Let's talk about the Never After series. Now, I think I've read all of them except for 2, but last month I read Wretched and Scarred. Wretched was like sort of the fractured fairy tale of Wizard of Oz, and Scarred was, as you can probably guess, Scar, Mufasa, etc., etc. I think Scarred was probably one of my favorites so far. The vibes just felt right. I like that it took place like back in the day and not like current, because it was like kings and queens and things like that. I did really enjoy Wretched, only because it just like, because it was so different and it was more of a modern setting. And if you like, honestly, I really think if you were, I don't know, if you were only to read one out of the Never After series, I think it should be one of these two. Now, that being said, I still haven't read Hexed, and I think Hexed is the newest one, and that one is Ursula, Little Mermaid type. Now, all of these books are very, well, for one, they're dark romance. So if you don't like that shit, or if you are someone who needs to check the warnings, they are in the front of this book. Speaking of that, the controversy on this fucking book, this is not a review, this is, we just need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. This beautiful, beautiful book that I literally thought was about dragons, okay, is very controversial on Book Talk right now. I genuinely thought it was about shapeshifters, about dragons. I was super excited because I was like, oh my god, it looks really pretty. literally, I bought the book because it was pretty, and then the next day I open up my TikTok and I see all of these fucking, literally first fucking video I see was how awful the whole thing, like everything about this book is. And you know, like, I was basically blinded by how pretty it is, because it is a gorgeous book. And I didn't read it. I got it as a gift for my birthday. But the issue in here is that, one, apparently it's a dark fantasy romance, which is totally fine. I love dark fantasy romance, but that doesn't say, it's not said anywhere. There's no trigger warnings. It's also a like slave slash, it's like a master slash slave relationship, which is like very, very like big of an ick, and a huge issue that like just, it wasn't mentioned. So yeah, I did see it, I did note it, clocking myself for purchasing it, well, for getting it as a gift, I guess. But yeah, so that's that. Back to dark romance, back to the Never After series. I did really love these two. Honestly, I really want to know how many. I think there's, yeah, I read either 2 or 3, I don't really know, before, and then read these. These are a very quick read. They're very fun. The chapters are extremely bite-sized. Okay, I shouldn't say that. No, they are. Like, if you're used to reading chapters that are like 20 pages long, this one is easy to go through. It's more of like a thriller style where the chapters, that's not every thriller. It's more of like, okay, retract everything I just said. The chapters are very bite-sized because they are just like under 10 pages per chapter typically. So you can get through them pretty quickly, and like, for me at least, when chapters are smaller, I just feel the need to like keep going. Like, there's something about it that I'm like, oh, I need to read it. I need to read more. I need to read more. And that's how these felt. And I read them seriously so quickly. And these ones do have author's notes, which you should read if you are triggered. This one, also scarred, has like a cute little map. Big fan. I don't think these were 5-star reads for me, but they were definitely like high 3, low 4 books. Perfect for a quick bite-sized read, and quick if you're like trying to get into, honestly, if you're a big Disney person, but you also like dark shit, these are perfect for that, in my opinion. I read a lot of different types of book last month. So I had these like dark romance. This one is like a more contemporary-esque fantasy, and this one is like fantasy feeling. And then there were these that are like extremely high fantasy. We'll see if I finish that last book. I need to finish it because I can't not finish a book, but it is dragging ass. And then I read this thriller. I did really enjoy this one. I don't think I guessed it. I don't remember this one, honestly. Which makes it seem like it wasn't that great, but it's hard for me to rate thrillers like 5 stars or like 4+, just because I feel like, not that I guess it, I just, sometimes I'm just not that into it. This one I liked, but it wasn't my favorite. I think I gave this one maybe 3 stars. I've had this book forever. I have been trying to get through, which I think I read quite a bit of them either last month or the month, or like 2 months ago, and this month. I have so many books that I bought so long ago and never actually read. So I'm trying to get through, and like, this is gonna come off really weird, but I want to read every book that's on my bookshelves. And this was one of the ones that I have had forever and just needed to read, so I finally bit the bullet and read it. I don't know why I didn't read it right away. I did really enjoy it, but again, it's just hard for me. Like, books I know that I enjoy more are like dark academia, dark fantasy, romance, dark romance, anything dark, really. So there are other books that I enjoy, obviously, like I've said, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm trying to read the ones on my shelves. I did get through quite a bit, and then obviously I got books for my birthday, and now I want to read those because they're new and shiny, and why would I not want to read the new shiny books? But I'm still trying to cram in, at least like put in like 1 or 2 a month that I have had forever, and that is one of the ones that I have had forever. I don't remember. This is not one where the chapters are super short. They are lengthy, and you do have to pay attention to like the before and after, because the point of views go back and forth between multiple people as well as multiple timelines in this book, which I feel is very common for some thrillers. But again, you have to focus. Sometimes I just want a book where I don't have to fucking think and I don't have to focus, and that right there is this motherfucker. This motherfucker. Dark romance. Dark romance. Listen. Read the trigger warnings. I know I told you guys before that I probably wasn't going to read this series because I read the first one and it just like, it took like the first 200 pages for me to get into it. And I think I felt the same with this one. I did. It took me probably, wait, let's see. No, this one, it didn't take me as long to get into. I think it was around page 50 to 80 where I like started to actually like the characters. I did like Sloane. This is like more of a found family, interconnected standalones. The first book is Butcher and Blackbird. This is Leather and Lark. Her third book out in this trilogy, the Ruinous Love trilogy, is Scythe and Sparrow. I haven't read that one yet, but it is on my list, and I do have it on my TBR cart. Staring at me. I'm hoping I really enjoy that one. I feel like it's going to be pretty weird, kind of crazy, like it's about circus. Anyway, we're talking about this one. Leather and Lark. Lark, Jesus. My brain's not working. I only had like 1 coffee, 1.5 coffees. That's not a lot for me. Anyway, Lachlan and Lark, Leather and Lark. Kind of cute. Love that. It was a fun read. I think this style of dark romance is perfect for anyone starting in dark romance. Like if you haven't picked up a dark romance, I think these are good only like because they, yes, cover darker topics, but there's something about Bryn's writing style that just seems so light still. Like it like is very comical, it's very cutesy in a way where it's still like, but it's still dark. Like it still covers dark topics where the whole book doesn't feel so heavy. A lot of dark romances like just feel fucking heavy. If you're like in the darker dark / black type of books, those are very extremely heavy, whereas this one is just kind of like I said before, for Butcher and Blackbird, it's like a rom-com dark romance, which sounds kind of weird, but if you've been around, that's how I kind of categorize these types of books. I think they are a great starter, and I think she writes well. I think they're a fun read. Yeah. I did like this one. This one also has like your tropes like touch her and die. Am I allowed to say that on here? Touch her and you're gone. This one is a fake marriage. If you like that. I don't know what all the tropes are. I feel like there's so many tropes and there's so many micro tropes and like all of these different things. I don't know, but those are a couple of the popular ones that I know are in this book. So if you are looking for that and you're looking for a dark romance, this might be it for you. This is also a contemporary. It is not a fantasy. So for my people who do not like fantasy, here you go. I also read An Education in Malice. I didn't know that it was a female, which isn't a problem. I wasn't expecting that. It is a professor-student relationship. It is a dark academia, dark romance. with vampires. So if you're into any of that, I think this book might be for you. I thought it was interesting. It was different. I think that I have just found out I'm not as into vampires as I thought I was. Because there are multiple books that I have given a chance that have had vampires. Like I read Bride, Vampire Werewolf, didn't love it, didn't hate it. The Beautiful Villain, which was a Gatsby retelling, which was also vampires, also didn't love that. So I feel like if you like vampires and you like dark academia, I feel like you'd really enjoy this book. Apparently I just have a type, and my type is not vampires. It's definitely dragons, definitely magic, definitely dark romance. Dark academia I usually like. Like Hellbent and Ninth House I thought was fantastic. I even loved, I think it was a young adult, The Ravens and the Monarchs. There was like a little duology, dark academia, like witches type of wizards and shit, which I thought was really cool. It was like based at a college, and it was like these, what do you call them? Like sororities, but the certain sororities were witches. It was pretty cool. I really liked those, actually, more than I thought. But this one is pretty good, and I think I would recommend it still to anyone who does like dark academia, romance, and vampires. I thought it was a good book. I did read, well, I listened to, read, I don't know, whatever you say, the new Hunger Games. Haymitch's story. Sunrise on the Reaping. I was trying to picture the cover. I didn't have the book because I got the audiobook, and I really liked it. I guess I wasn't like a huge, since I never read the other three and I only read Snow's story and then watched the movie of that. I do really like, and like I know it's like 50-50 on whether people like book adaptations and don't. I loved the Hunger Games. Granted, I didn't read them, so like watching them was pretty cool. And I didn't read them, so I can't really say. I guess I can't give like a fair opinion on like if they ruined it or not. I don't know. But I enjoyed them. I still read and listened to Sunrise on the Reaping. I feel like audiobooks are hard for me because I just get so distracted doing other stuff. Like it's not like I was like sitting down crafting or something. Like if I was sitting down and crafting, I feel like I would have enjoyed it a lot more, like audiobook, in general, because I wasn't like too focused on other stuff. Whereas like when I was listening to that one, sometimes I was cleaning and sometimes I was like playing with Gizmo. I was just more distracted than like actually retaining what was happening. But that being said, it was still fantastic, and if it's on your list, push it up, because that was a great one, especially if you do love the Hunger Games like trilogy and the Hunger Games books in general. It was fantastic, in my opinion. I loved that shit. You want to know what else I loved? My 2 like fucking 5-star reads last month. I think I gave this one 4, but the more I think about it, the better it is. But let's talk about this. God of Fury. Now, I know you guys, I know you're probably tired of hearing me talk about Rina Ken, but I am devouring all of these books. I am obsessed with them. I am in love with them. I am. Bran and Nico are seriously like the funniest shit. Like Nico, it has the like one of the best personalities, which like you kind of see in the other books. Again, these are one dark romance. Check your warnings. Okay? Dark romance. Check your warnings. I'm not gonna say it again. I probably will. That's a lie. Check your fucking warnings. Anyway, these are interconnected standalones. You can read them whenever the fuck you want, in whatever order you want. It doesn't have to be 1 through 5, 4. What is this? 5? 4. 4. I also have 5. Have not read it yet. Got that one for my birthday. But I love it. This is a male romance, so if you're not into that, you might not like that book. I'm not really into that, but like I just loved the book. I loved the characters. Nico throughout all of the series just like pops in and he is this chaotic, crazy motherfucker that you're like, put a shirt on. Literally put a shirt. What are you doing? Put a shirt on. Hates it. Says that. Hates clothes. If his body's beautiful, why is he hiding it? It cracks me up. The banter in here is literally some of the best banter in any of the books, in my opinion. And that is quite literally because Nico is fucking hilarious. There's no other way to say that. He's just fantastic. He's fantastic. And I love it. I love it. Again, I don't think that I put it as 5 stars, but like the more that I think about it, the more that I love it. This whole fucking series to me is a 5-star series. I love all of these characters. I want to go back and read the ones that I already read like a month ago because I just love them so much. I genuinely just think, I don't know, they're all insane. Don't get me wrong. Every single one of them is fucking crazy. But I love that. I love it, and I think it's great, and I love them, and I love all of them. I think it's fantastic. 5 stars. The whole Legacy of God series is fantastic. And I say that without even reading the last one because I just got it, but like, they're fantastic. I love it. I love it. Last but not least, the other 2 books that I read. This is a long list. I read a lot. Okay. Once You're Mine and Now You're Mine. I will say I really enjoyed the first book. The second book was kind of mid. I didn't read these, even though I have the paperback, which I said earlier. I actually read these on my Kindle because they are on Kindle Unlimited. And honestly, if you want a list of like which books are on Kindle Unlimited, if you're ever interested in that, I can start putting that in my videos as well. Now that I have a Kindle, I can actually like say that and say what ones I have or what ones are or not. But I read these. These are a dark stalker romance, which is like one of my favorite things. I guess it's like a trope, a stalker romance. But Once You're Mine I thought was great. I read it so fucking fast, like literally in a day. And these ones are super short. Like, I don't even think this one's 300 pages. Yeah. This one's like 230 pages. This one's like 300. Yes, literally. So they are extremely quick reads. Again, they are dark romance. Check your trigger warnings. They are a stalker romance if you're into that. Book number 1 was really fun. Book number 2, it kind of fell off for me. I was glad that it was just like short and sweet, and also loved that it was just a duology. I love duologies. I think there needs to be more of them in general. I don't know. I love a trilogy. Trilogies are great, but like there's just something so like sweet and perfect about a little duology that you're kind of like, huh, I can come back to it. I can read it again. It's not like, and you can also read it between other like things where it's not this like huge feat where you're like, holy fucking shit, it's got 12 books. Don't get me wrong, love a 12 book series. Throne of Glass is my fucking life. But it is very nice to have a duology. So that being said, if you want something short and sweet and dark, however that fucking works, these are it. These are great. I got them, again, Target had a sale. It was like buy 2 get 1 free or something, so it was like, why not? That's pretty much my haul. Well, that's not my haul. That was everything that I read. Now we get to do a fun little haul. And I got a book signed. I met the author and I'm so excited. It was so fun. Okay, except for the fact that I was a nervous mess, but we don't need to talk about that. We all know that I'm an awkward, nervous mess. It's fine. It's fine. Okay? Shh. Shut your mouth. I'm gonna go grab all my books I got for my birthday. Okay. I know this seems excessive. It kind of is. But that's fine. Because who is it hurting? Nobody. Nobody. It's not hurting anybody. And it's only making me happy. So mind your business. Anyway. Back to the Legacy of God series, since I was saying how fucking much I love that shit. I got the last book, number 5. God of War. I'm so excited. Also, I did get all of these reprints with this like publisher. Who did she switch to? Bloom. Okay, switch to them. All of them have like a cutie little sprayed edge, and they also, oh, no. Apparently I got a fucked up one. Stupid. And they also have, every single one has the little picture in the front. Love. Love. Oh, also, if you want to see Nico and Brant, hold on. I'll show you. This isn't part of my haul, but this is how the reprint looks. Love. So that's what all the reprints look like. They've been out for a while, but again, these are just the reprints, and I liked the reprints. That's when I started reading them, started picking them up, so that's where I'm at. Also, on my Rena Kent kick, Kiss the Villain. I did start reading this one on Kindle because this is on Kindle Unlimited. I don't know if I told you guys. This book came out in March, and I literally went to the bookstore. I went to Target, they didn't have it. I went to Barnes & Noble, and they were like, oh, this is the only print on demand. And I was like, what the F? And I thought that they would have it because she just printed and reprinted all of these for the Legacy of God series. I didn't know this Kiss the Villain is actually going to be its own series. She has 3 books that are in like titles, I think, already out. Not the cover's not revealed, but she does have the titles out already. And this is going to be a trilogy in itself, which is interesting to me. Very interesting to me. I do love it. This one also is a male book. So again, if you're not into that, it's also a dark romance. It is on Kindle Unlimited. And the next book I don't think is even out till next year. So if you wanted to wait to read it, that's fine. Up to you. I'm very much enjoying it. But it is very dark. Like, this isn't like a haha funny one like how Bryn writes. Rena writes very, very dark. So keep that in mind when you're picking it up. I also got Grave Matter. Now, I will say, 9 times out of 10, I don't look up what the book is about. If there's like a book talker, influencer, someone talking about it that I like vibe with, that we like end up liking the same books, I'm probably gonna get it and then form my own opinion after. But if they tell me that it's good, it's probably gonna be good and I'm gonna get it. Grave Matter. This one, I do not think is on Kindle Unlimited. It is a dark romance. Wait, let's see. Is there a list? I don't usually read, again, I go in blind for like all of these things. That's kind of eerie. Lying to ourselves is more deeply ingrained than lying to others. There's also a little map in here. Interesting. Oh, 2 maps. Okay. Oh, she has a ton. Wait. Quite a few duologies, so I'm probably gonna get into this author heavy if I like it. Holy shit, she's wrote a ton. Okay. There's also a playlist, and there also is a content warning. Again, read your warnings. Read your warnings. This list is long. But anyway, again, don't ask me what these are about because I don't know. I just go off the vibes. Darkly sensual, atmospheric, and inventive. That's what this was quoted by New York Times. Karina Hill blends horror and science fiction in a wildly unique psychological thriller. There you go. Fairy Tale. This is the original cover. Thankfully, I got it, actually. I was very excited. Jay actually got this one for me. If you do want this cover and you've seen this book and you want to read it, this cover is going out of print. I don't know when, but very soon. And it was just like a big thing that it's like going out. The book is long and also the font is extremely tiny. Like when I opened that, I was like, holy F. Like that is crazy, but I'm super excited. I've heard fantastic things. It is a dark gothic romance with, I think, Roman. Dear reader, Fairy Tale is a mix of gothic, horror, fantasy, and paranormal fiction with a dash of history, but at its core, it's simply a love story. It's quite possibly my favorite story I've ever written, and I hope you'll enjoy it. And there's also disclaimers and warnings. What have I said? What do we need? What do we need to know? Warnings. Warning, warning. Just let your brain be alerted. Anyway, that's another one I got. Do I know anything about this? No. Did I pick it up just because? Absolutely. Absolutely. This one I'm excited about. I think I heard this one is called Don't Let the Forest In. I think it's said that like whatever he draws comes to life. That seems very interesting to me. High school senior Andrew finds refuge in the twisted fairy tales that he writes for the only person who can ground him to reality, Thomas, the boy who perpetually inks stained hands and hair like autumn leaves. And with his twin sister, Dove, inexplicably keeping him at a cold distance upon their return to Wickwood Academy, Andrew finds himself leaning on his friend even more. But something strange is going on with Thomas. I think this is also a dark. I'm not gonna finish reading it. I think this is also dark. Like I said, I like dark. The dedication is for the monsters in your head. There aren't any warnings, so maybe it's not. Nope, there is a warning. Content warning: blood, gore, body horror, panic attacks, grief, eating disorder, bullying, and self-harm. So it is on the darker side of things. Oh my gosh, these images are crazy. How did I not see those before? What? Wait. That might be a spoiler though. That's insane. Oh, freaky, I love it. But, so, anyway, that's another fantasy fiction type. I have not read the Zodiac series yet, but I am collecting all the new reprints. All of these reprints have a like metallic metal type of finish. This is book number 3. Book number 4 is out. It's like a rose gold. It came out in the beginning of April, but I haven't actually seen it yet, which is weird. But this is another one I got because I have books 1 and 2, now 3. I haven't found book number 4 yet. I'll find it somewhere. I'm super excited about this thriller. Also, number 2 of this series. I don't know if it's going to be duology or not. But number 2 of The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. I got the collector's edition because I just think it's pretty and I've heard really good things. So I'm hoping that it's going to be great. Look at this. I don't want to like ruin the book. It's got like the bloody handprint on it and I think that's so cool. It is the collector's edition. It says from the vault, The Perfect Marriage. It has a little blood stamp. Obviously it's got that hand, which is really cool. And then the sprayed edges are just like dripped in blood, which I think is really fucking cool. Nothing on the bottom, but like, so I am very excited to read this one. The second one comes out on the 25th of April and I'm hoping to read this one before, but we'll see because as we know, there is a never-ending list of things to read. Babylonia, I am so excited for this one. I'm also on a novella kick and I just have been obviously from that, I think it was that series. That series kind of put me in a kick where I don't want to read series. I only want to read like little novellas. This one is also a fantasy. It has a beautiful map in the front. If I can open it. A beautiful map. This one is a novel. It says King's Fall, Queen's Rise. Again, don't ask me what they're about because I don't know. I don't know. This is a fiction. Oh. And it also has very pretty sprayed edges once this focuses. And those are on all three sides. And I love anything fantasy. Now, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Contemporary romance is so fucking hard for me if it's just contemporary romance and it's not dark. But that being said, I'm giving it another try. This book quite literally got me by the cover. I think it's gonna be really cute. It's called The Paradise Problem. We'll see if I enjoy it or not. I don't know. I don't know. But we're gonna give it a try, okay? We're gonna give it a try. I'm gonna try and read it as like a little summer read. I thought it was perfect for a little summer read. I think it's so cute, and maybe I'll like it. I don't know. We're gonna have to find out together, because I could hate it. And last but not least, before I let you guys go, and if you stayed this long, Blood of Hercules. Now, this was on my TBR. The second book does not come out till October. Okay, and yes, I have 2 copies, mind your business. I was waiting to read this book because I have quite a long TBR, as we know, as I keep saying, but I was waiting to read it because the second one doesn't come out until October. But my new friend asked me if I wanted to go to a book signing and meet the author and be there, and I said fuck yes, but that meant I had to read this fucking book. And when I say that I read it in a fucking day, I devoured it so fast, so fast. I love Greek mythology. I fucking love that shit. This is about Hercules. She's a fucking girl. And she's a fucking badass. It is a reverse harem. It is a dark romantasy type book. But it is, I feel like a romance is very secondary in this story to me anyway, in my opinion. The author did say that it is actually going to be a trilogy because she did sign on her like publisher for 3 books. Now, can we talk about how fucking pretty these are? Gorgeous. This is the collector's edition. Well, I guess they're both collector's edition. This is the Barnes & Noble exclusive collector's edition. So it is the gold cover with the black edges, and the other collector's edition is the white cover, which is the traditional cover with these like pretty gold sprayed edges. And look at this. Are you kidding? She signed both. I'm so excited. Now let's talk about it. I was so nervous to meet her that I meant to ask her if she was gonna come back for her next book. I didn't because I choked, and then I just stared at her. And then she asked me a question and I froze, and then she was like, "Did you read the book?" And I was like, "Yes." But I don't remember anything and now I'm scared. Anyway, last but not least, this book's fantastic. 5 fucking stars. I was here for the vibes. It was funny. It was witty. It was fucking... It was great. Spicy. I will say the spicy scene was fucking spicy, but I wouldn't say that there's a lot of spice, which is totally fine. I'm good with that. I love something that has like a story before spice. Sometimes we love a good spicy spice, little brain rot type book. That's not what this was. This was fantastic through and through. I absolutely loved it. I had a fantastic fucking time. Quite literally was laughing and kicking my feet. I'm obsessed with it. I loved it. Also, I read this book this month, so we were just gonna get a recap, but I was just too excited not to share this with you guys. But I read it in a day. Yeah. Anyway, back on my bullshit. You know I love me some dark romance and some taboo. 5 Brothers, Penelope Douglas. I will say it was fantastic. Ate that shit up. If you liked Credence, pick this up. Pick it up. I'm not joking. Oh, my bookmark's still in there. Look how cute this bookmark is, by the way. Yep, it came out with the new Hunger Games book, which I read. I think it came out last month. I read it when it came out, so that could have been March, could have been April, don't remember. And I think I found this bookmark at Barnes & Noble. They might still have some left if you are a Hunger Games person. If not, you can probably find it online, but anyway, beside the point. Ace of Spades. Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Now, I don't know, you guys might be new, some of you might be new, some of you might be old, some of you might not remember, but there is a book, it's called Their Vicious Games. I'm looking at it right now. Their Vicious Games. It's very similar in like topics of this one, whereas topics in this are classism, racism, homophobia, and there's more, but those are like the big heavy hitters in this book. I thought this was fucking fantastic. I could not put it down, and I loved every second of it. It was giving Gossip Girl, it was giving Pretty Little Liars, all wrapped into one, and done so fucking beautifully. I loved it. I thought this was a great time. I thought it was a great read. I would recommend this to most people, as I would the book Their Vicious Games, because that one I literally read, I think last September, or maybe a little bit before that, sometime in the fall last year. I have yet to stop thinking about it. Yet to stop thinking about it. So go pick that one up and this one up. And yes, I am here to build your TBR. It's what I do, because everyone does it to me. So go ahead, go put them on your to reads. Pop into your Goodreads, pop into your Fable, add it up, put it in. Bizarre Bad Dreams. Now, I have had this book for a very long time. It is even like yellowed because I, one, did not used to take care of my books. Okay, why is this not? There it goes, focus. Now, I'm a Stephen King fan, okay? A stan, if you will. And this book gets from like 3 to 5 stars, and I say that because it's very hard to rate a book that is a ton of different stories. I would have to go through and like rate every single story. You know what I mean? Because there's like fucking what felt like 30 stories in this motherfucker. Hold on. And it also, I will say, I loved, absolutely fucking loved. Stephen King wrote like different little like snippets before each story in this. And I thought that was like so fucking cool. I don't know. It was like an insight into his mind a little bit, and I thought that was so interesting. So if you love Stephen King, or if you want to get into horror, I feel like this is a great book to do it, because you can go through and pick random stories that seem interesting, or ones that are just more bite-sized stories that are smaller, and go through like the table of contents and like pick which ones you want to read at what time. And I think that's great. I think it's a perfect intro to his writing and his writing style. There's a ton of different ones in here that do overlap, and you can tell that like part of them like have a mini introduction of some of his other characters in some of the other books, and like certain things like that, which I thought was very cool. So I haven't read all of his books. He has so fucking many, but I could tell which ones kind of were bringing up some of his other writings, which was very interesting to me. Speaking of his other writings, I feel like I'm talking super fast right now, and shockingly, no, I have not had a lot of caffeine today, not as much as I normally do. I had half of a cold brew, so maybe like 6 ounces, and 1 cup of hot coffee, which I also didn't finish. So this is just my anxiety kind of coming out in word vomit, if you will, is what's happening right now while I share these book talks. Okay, let's take a minute. Anyway, there will be more updates with more things in my other video. We're gonna stick to books for now, other than my anxiety, because I can't just like let that just linger and not be known. It's a lot, okay? My brain is going like 100 miles a minute, so that my mouth moves the same fucking way. Anyway, back to Stephen King and his writing. The Outsider. Finally fucking finished it. I bought this. I wonder if I still have it in here. I might have thrown it away, but I was using it as bookmark for a while reading this. I had the airport ticket that, the airport ticket from when I bought this book at the airport to read it. Never finished reading it, so I just did a complete reread of it. And then made my fiance watch the series with me after. Told him that he needed to read the book because the book was better. Are we shocked? No, we're not. I thought that they did well in this, like, the series that it is, but obviously the book is better. Like, there was so many, like, relationship building blocks that I just feel like weren't developed enough in the show, whereas, like, obviously in the book you get everyone's fucking relationship. You understand all those little ins and outs and little, like, ticks and stuff, like, through everybody. But this, I will say, put me back, like, on my Stephen King shit. And I say that because I didn't realize that Holly from this book basically has her own fucking, like, series, which means that, and okay, this is gonna sound fucking crazy a little bit because I'm a little bit loopy. That's fine, I accept this. But hear me out. Hear me out. I don't know when this book came out, okay? But I genuinely, this was a judge book by the cover. I thought it was fucking sweet, so I bought this. I didn't read this one, okay? Hear me out. Just, we're taking a little story train, okay? So jump the fuck on, because here we go. This book I got because, genuinely, judging the book by its cover, looked fucking terrifying, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna read that. Realized that this was book 2 of the is it Mr. Mercedes? Yep. Of Mr. Mercedes. So, which is, Finders Keepers is mentioned in The Outsider, okay? Then I went down a whole rabbit hole, realized this is a trilogy for Mr. Mercedes. I didn't have book number 1 of Mr. Mercedes, and then when I was reading this, found out that Finders Keepers was mentioned, looked back again, know that I don't have the books of this series, asked for it for my birthday, we'll see if I get it. But anyway, I realized that Holly always kept mentioning, 1, Finders Keepers was mentioned, and 2, Holly was mentioned. Then I looked back at everything, Mr. Mercedes, Holly, all of the fun things, went down a whole fucking rabbit hole, realized this is Holly's technically book 1, and I wanted to read the book Holly, which came out, I think, either last year or the year before. It came out fairly recently, and then I was like, oh shit, and I needed to read, and I wanted to read Holly, but then I couldn't read that, and then went back to, again, since I purchased this forever ago, went back to this, finally read that. Holly's next book, I think, is If It Bleeds. So I will be reading that. I'll probably get more into, like, Stephen King books again, like, in the fall, because that just feels very spooky, very fall. I'm a spooky bitch. Love that shit. But who knows? Maybe I'll get a bug in my ass and, like, read one of these. Anyway, long story short, this is a yes read. I absolutely loved it. If you want to watch the series after or before, if you want to watch it before and then realize everything that was, like, changed, but I think you should read it first so that way you know the characters and understand more of their relationship with each other before watching the series, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. You don't have to listen to it. You don't have to listen to it. That was the big train of my Stephen King train. Now we're back. Now let's talk about a book that I was so fucking excited for and then got let down. Kiss the Villain. Let me tell you, okay? First of all, I went to the bookstore to get this book because, like the Legacy of God series, it was reprinted. Under the assumption that this was technically a Legacy of God's character, therefore a Legacy of God's book, I was dead wrong. This is its own series. This is its own series, which is fine, and that's great, and that's great, dandy. But I understand why people DNF'd this book. I understand why they DNF'd this book. Now, this is a dark romance, male romance book, so check your trigger warnings if you even want to read this book. I will say, out of the Legacy of Gods, even if you would count this as the Legacy of Gods series, is my least favorite. Now that sucks because I love Gareth. He always seemed very mysterious. Didn't love him though. When I went to the bookstore and I realized that the book wasn't even printed because I got there and it wasn't printed, and I was like, F, I guess I'll just read it on my Kindle, but I didn't want to because I genuinely thought that these were going to have the same print of as the Legacy of Gods. So I kind of wanted them all together on my bookshelf. I was wrong, not only because, again, like I said, it's its own series, but this is an indie published book, but I thought it was going to be by the same people who published the same publisher that her other books were, but I guess not. So we'll see what happens with this. It was a disappointment. The writing was good. There were just so many parts in here that gave me the fucking ick. It just gave me the fucking ick. And not because it's male, because let me tell you, God of Fury, right? The yellow one, I think it was God of Fury, with Nikolai and Bran. Fucking loved that shit. They're probably one of my favorite couples out of that whole fucking series. Loved it. This, so many parts in here gave me the fucking ick, and it was a little bit hard to get through at times. So I understand why, again, so many people DNF'd it. And when I say so many people, like, there's just a lot of people that I follow that are on BookTok, Bookstagram, BookTube, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Books R Us, I don't know, that did not finish it and hated it. And I understand. I get it. But I am not one that is able to DNF a book. I will put it off for a long time, so I guess I'll DNF it for like a month. But I always finish it. I just have to. I don't know. I have to. Anyway, it was pretty disappointing. But you want to know what wasn't fucking disappointing? And it is what is severely underrated. A Door in the Dark. I am almost done with A Whisper in the Walls. And I'm going to end up having to read the third one on my Kindle, or like buy it on my Kindle, I guess, because the third one now is only out in hardcover, and I bought this book, waited a year for the paperback to come out, only to realize that the third book was released when the paperback of this version came out. So I didn't know that it was going to be more than 3 books or 2 books, but it is, and that's fine. But this is severely under fucking rated. A Door in the Dark. The magic is so interesting. It's so fun. Definitely like wizards, dark academia, dark fucking spells. The plot twist at the end of this floored me. Absolutely fucking loved it. I don't know why this isn't getting more hype, because it needs it. It genuinely fucking needs it. I am almost done. I have like maybe 50 pages left. Nope. Holy shit. Wait. Epilogue. Wait. I have 30 pages left. I have 30 fucking pages left. And I'm gonna have to read the next one like right the fuck away. Actually, let's see if it's on my fucking Kindle. Oh, speaking of, there are 2 more books that I did actually read as well. Okay, before I check if that's available on Kindle. Also, underrated. Go fucking read it. Go fucking get it. Go fucking buy it. Go listen to it. I don't care. Whatever you do to read your books, whether it's audio, reading, hardcover or Kindle, or like physical copy or Kindle, I don't give a shit. But go get it. Or get all of them. I don't care. But you need to read it regardless. Listen to it, read it, Kindle it. I don't give a shit. But get it. I'm so serious. I am so fucking serious. Okay. Anyway, the last 2 books that I read, Dollface, which I'm just gonna have to put here because I read it on my Kindle. I don't have a physical copy. I read Dollface, and if you saw my TikTok, you know. If not, it's fine because we're on here now. So Dollface is, again, a dark romance, so read your triggers. Pay attention to what you're reading. If it doesn't seem like you're gonna like it, you probably won't. It's good to give stuff a try and to see if you like it, but with a dark romance, especially specific as this. Now, Dollface is book 1 of a series. I don't know how many there's gonna be, but it is a dark romance between Coraline and Oogie Boogie. I loved that concept off the get, so the book had me in its grasp like right away. I literally think I found it. I was scrolling through my Pinterest, found the book, and I was like, that looks cool as shit, sounds interesting as fuck. Then went on and I was like, oh, it doesn't come out till April. Well, came out, read it, liked it, would say loved it, but there was a part in the beginning, and it switches between each one of their point of views, and it literally went from like 1 to 1,000, and like it felt like there was a chapter missing almost because of like how big of a jump there was. And I don't want to give like spoilers away, but like it just seemed a little strange to me, so that made me say it was just kind of mild. I don't want to say mild, it's a fucking spicy book, but it made it kind of, I don't want to say average either. I'm like at a loss for words right now, but I think that's just because my brain is doing so many different things currently. But it was a good read, so if you really enjoy like Tim Burton, like I fucking love Tim Burton things, and I love dark romance, so the pairing was really great. It was just like that one little mishap. I still will be reading books number 2 and maybe if there's more, because I thought it was a very interesting read and I thought it was cool. But that just beginning part kind of threw me off. So I don't know. And then lastly, I'm literally just going through my freaking Goodreads right now, because of the other books that I read on my Kindle that Home is Where the Bodies Are. Now, I think that is a great, maybe young adult, entry thriller / kind of a mystery, but I didn't love it. Like, I would not probably recommend that to most people. I feel like I would recommend it to like maybe my younger sisters who are like 15. That's a big age jump. Like, I'm literally 15 years older than them. So like, I think for them, like getting into reading and like starting to like they like horror, they like thriller, stuff like that. They're into a lot of the stuff that I'm into. It's just, I feel like I've read a good amount of things that I know that I enjoy, that like a lot of, especially with thrillers, it's hard for me to really enjoy them because I feel like I just guess it almost every time. And I've said that before, I know. But that's where I'm at with that. So, yeah, that was a lot of yapping, a lot of chatting. I hope that I built your TBR at least a little bit, and I hope that you aren't in a reading slump, and I hope that you find really a lot of books that bring you fucking joy, okay? And yeah. Oh, also, let me get my face out. Okay. My freaking charms, I added a new one, my little Monstera leaf. I will be opening my store. I wanted it to be open starting in May, but apparently I bit off way more than I could chew last month and was doing something every single weekend. I didn't have time to fully develop any of my things, okay? So I'm hoping I want to, by the end of this month, have my little store open for all of my little charms and all my little things. Now, I will say that if you want one of my charms, they do come with the little sticker for the back as well. So if I do make you a charm, or if you do purchase one, it will have all of the random charms, and you get the this thing. Now, for some reason, I can't find any that are just a solid circle. For some reason, I can only find them as hearts. If you know anywhere else that I can get, like, not a heart, but I mean, the heart's cute. It's not really super distracting or anything, so it's fine. I do have some in black. I do have some in gold, silver, and I think I have a couple in rose gold as well, but the only like chain colors I have are gold and silver. So that being said, thank you for hanging out. I hope to see you guys next time. My life updates and travel vlog will be up after this one, and I hope to see you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out and chatting with me. and I'll see you later. Wait, okay, I forgot literally my favorite book. I put it up there. I put it behind me, and I didn't even get to say that I read it. Anyway, I read this one too, The Blood of Hercules. Go fucking read it. It was fantastic. If you love Greek mythology, go read this. Okay, go get it. Go read it, listen to it. Again, however you read it, read it. Go get it. Book number 2 comes out in September. It was fantastic. I loved it so fucking much. 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5. I don't care. The vibes were fucking high. Story's fantastic. And I love me a Why Choose. It is a dark fantasy, so check your triggers, check your shit. Read the author's note, you fool. Don't come at the author for not reading their note. Anyway, go read it. It was great. I loved it. You should love it too. Maybe you won't, but your opinion might be wrong. Just saying. Anyway, that is my book haul, my book recap, some catching up. Also, lastly, I know I said that I was gonna let you guys go. I lied. For my library, they finally have the bookshelves back in, so I'm hoping like this will be like my summer project and I'm gonna get all of this room done to enjoy it. Hopefully before the fall. I want to have it done so I can enjoy it for the summer too, but we'll see where that takes me. But now that the bookshelves are back in stock, I can actually start, which is huge. So, progress. Anyway, if you guys have any book recommendations or want to talk about more of the books that I read, comment down below, let me know. I will also be posting my other lifestyle update and general updates later this week. Probably. We'll see. And as always, I will see you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out.